guys, this is Danny Flexon from Seconds Out, joined by
Fuad Abdulaziz in the building from Behind the Gloves. The dynamic duo back.
Representing Behind the Gloves. And we're here for the latest edition of, we never came up with a better name, so I guess we're stuck with two.
What about Fuad and Flexon? That's what I named it. I think the F and F.
Your name first, what a surprise.
Flexon and Fuad, whatever you want, we'll go with the flow. I don't mind.
The coolest law firm this side of Manchester. Fuad and Flexon, happy to take on all cases, pro bono and all that. I like it.
Fully.
So this week, it seems that all the major things seem to be happening primarily in the welterweight division. Amir Khan getting summarily trounced by Manny Pacquiao at the wild card is somehow a news story in 2020. Dean Byrne, a guy I've got a lot of time for, former fixture really at the wild card gym, has come out. He's not come out. Let me rephrase that. He gave an interview to Sky Sports and talked about his experiences at the wild card. Very interesting. I recommend people go and read it. But the thing that's been picked out as the headline by most national newspapers is that he once saw Amir Khan knocked unconscious, apparently, by Manny Pacquiao in the gym. And it was one of several times Khan was seriously hurt by the Pac-Man. What do you make of this suddenly becoming relevant once again?
Okay, many points. First of all, I didn't even hear about it until you pointed it out. Where's Twitter? Twitter didn't let me know on this one. But, okay, so Amir Khan and Pacquiao, from the footage, the little footage we've ever seen, you know, the clips that have ever been released, the sparring didn't look too bad. It looked competitive. Now, given Amir Khan's chin is very suspect. I'm not saying it's fluffy or anything. I don't know how the chin is actually structured, but you know his fighting style has always left him sort of open to getting shots. He carried the amateur styles into the pro. His fast hands. You know, a lot of people talk about his fast hands. Why has he got fast hands? Is because he commits to his punches, unlike a lot of pros do. You know, but a lot of pros sit back and take time with it. He's like this, chin in the air, gets hit. So yeah, I can see him getting dropped a few times, but we're talking about 16 to 18 ounce gloves, thick head guards. I wouldn't be surprised if he's been knocked out once, but I don't know. I don't know whether to believe that or not. It's a sticky one because it's Amir Khan. It's making me think about it. No offense, obviously, it's just, you know, that's what we've been led to believe as fans. But I don't see Manny Pacquiao as the guy to continuously try hurt Amir Khan. Yeah. I think them two have a good relationship. Like as gym pals, you could call them at the time. They probably had some sort of relationship where, you know, they'd respect each other's skill set and keep it competitive and learn from each other and not try knock each other out every freaking go. But who knows? What about you?
Thing is, right, if his chin was that vulnerable, we know it's vulnerable in pro fights and everything, but if his chin was that vulnerable in a sparring environment, A, would he have ever joined the wild card in the first place when it's renowned for gym wars? And B, would he have been going in as a regular sparring partner of one of the most ferocious punchers of his generation? It just seems crazy. Like, yeah, I imagine he's been dropped in sparring. A lot of fighters with presumably better chins have been dropped in sparring, but knocked unconscious and that being allowed to happen in a pro gym, I'm not so sure. I mean, but to say that, I spoke to Khan probably about 5 years ago when I was still at NewsQuest doing like boxing news, fighting fit and stuff. And he told myself and a colleague that he'd once had Pacquiao all over the place in sparring. So maybe that's just what guys say about sparring, you know, to make it a story, someone's got to have been seriously hurt, haven't they? But it's like you said, it's more believable because of Khan's reputation.
For sure. That sparring session, what I think of it when I think about it is, number one, it being fucking fast, like fast hands, both of them. But for exactly for that reason, I can see both of them clipping each other numerous times. And, you know, who's the guy that said the story?
Dean Byrne.
Dean Byrne. So he's probably seen, like, you know, someone land and then maybe wobble that way a little bit. That happens in every other sparring session. But maybe because it's so intense between them, you know, they're going back and forth, fast hands, one trips a little bit that way. It doesn't mean they're hurt. It's just sparring. You're going for it.
He ended the quote by saying something like, Pacquiao would have knocked Khan out then, he'd knock him out now, he'll knock Khan out forever, which I thought was exceptionally brutal way of putting it.
That's that's definitely stabbing Amir Khan in his heart. Like,
yeah, exactly. I imagine like him reading that would just be devastated. Like, it'll knock him out forever. He's probably a good mate of Dean Burt's. Like, he'll be thinking, what did I do to you, bro? What did I ever say?
I feel sorry for Amir Khan sometimes. You know, he's always been he's almost become like everyone outside, everyone who's not casual fans know him, but whenever you speak to a casual fan about Amir Khan, you realize, oh, he's got no chin, man. We're talking about an Olympic medalist, someone who's become world champion, gone over to America, conquered America, and by conquered I don't mean Mayweather style, freaking one.
Yeah.
He's fought top level fighters. He fucking dropped Maidana. People don't understand how hard it is to drop
Maidana. Beat Malignaggi.
Yeah, exactly. Zabjuda.
Like a decent Malignaggi as well.
Exactly. So Amir Khan is funny. I don't know how I'd say this, but he is kind of underrated in the casual fan's eye. He really is, because he's honestly one of, in the last 2 decades, I'd say one of the best fighters out of Britain because of his skill set. Of course, there is parts of him that we'll always pick out, and my thing with him is his transition from amateur to pro didn't help him because he kept that style.
If you look at like respective resumes, right, with him and Ricky Hatton, as pros, you have to rate Hatton higher because he's got the better world level wins over Tszyu and Castillo to a lesser extent. But they both lost to really, really good fighters. You know, exactly. Khan's lost to like Canelo, Crawford, etc., and Hatton to Mayweather, Pacquiao, and then in that ill-advised comeback. And then Khan's got the Olympic silver medal to kind of back up and make it a bit of a more even contest because Hatton's got a better pro career. But if you look at how they're perceived by the casual fan, it's worlds apart.
Yeah, that's because that goes to show how uneducated casual boxing fans are. Because casual fans of other sports, I don't think are as bad as casual boxing fans. Because these guys don't, when they see the Ruiz fight was an example, the Joshua Ruiz fight. Granted, the only person on Ruiz's resume that people knew of, if anything, was Joseph Parker. But because he didn't have a big name, it was the biggest shock in the world. But if you know anything about boxing, you don't have to know Ruiz, by the way, because I didn't fully know him. I'd seen him in clips and of PBC and stuff. But when I watched him properly, I instantly knew that night was going to be interesting. If what I didn't expect him to lose, but definitely was going to be interesting for Joshua. Casual fans disagree. They're like, no, he lost to that fat guy. It's just, it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to deal with that.
It's interesting what you say about being different from other sports, because like, I quite like football, but I wouldn't call myself more than a casual fan. I'm a Liverpool fan, but, I don't watch every game. I don't even watch every Liverpool game, never mind every game that's on. I know a lot of people watch any game that's on Sky or BT or whatever. But I think I could be asked 2 or 3 questions by a football fan on social media and get away with looking like I knew what I was talking about. Whereas boxing fans, casual ones, you ask them like one follow-up question to whatever ridiculous point they're putting on Twitter, and they're found out straight away. So it's like, it is a fan base unlike no other, I think.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play, so make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.